All right, guys, welcome back to the YeahAlright podcast episode. I think it's 53. Our very last episode in the studio before we move off into a brand new studio. I got myself and Jamie and our special guest Sam. How you doing today, man?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Very good.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had to listen to a couple episodes today to kind of prepare myself, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to kick off into it.
Sick. All right, well, tell us about yourself. Let's hear it.
Get the nice big table slam and the beautiful mic say. Oh, I'm Sam, also known as Smashtton. I'm a busy guy. What do? I'm a content creator. I'm a radio host, musician, all sorts of stuff. But I'm very busy. I love it. Love everything I do. Very grateful for everything I have. I'm on TikTok mainly for my content creation side. I host the Top 10 at 95 BFM here in Auckland, and I play bass in a punk band called Late to Chelsea.
Shit.
Which is good fun.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Busy.
Busy.
It's great. It's fantastic.
What content do you make on TikTok?
Oh, dude. I could go into an absolute tangent about what content I make, but just put it simply, it's just dumb shit. Was it cool to swear? You're right to swear?
Yeah, it's all good.
Go for it.
Cool. Real dumb shit, just like, honestly, like, I've worked with a few content creators here in New Zealand, and they like fully film their stuff and edit it, and most of my stuff I'll be like doom scrolling through bed and I see a video and I'm like, I'll just duet that. Sometimes it'll take me a minute, sometimes it'll take me like half an hour, and I'll just post it. It's pretty low effort, but I have a lot of fun, which is good.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Exactly, yeah.
So BFM, what radio station, like, where is it? And what is like kind of the music that they put on BFM?
So BFM is at Auckland Uni. It's a student radio station, the biggest one in the country. And it's just mainly alternative music. A lot of Kiwi music, about 70% Kiwi music that gets played through there. Lots of local artists throughout the country. But yeah, it's just kind of the big alternative station here in Aotearoa. And through that, get to listen to heaps of cool new music from artists who have a handful of monthly listeners to huge New Zealand artists. It's a great place to be. Joined up there 2021. I've been on air. I used to host a graveyard show called Powered Up Radio on Saturday nights, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. I did that for probably 18 months, 19 months.
Shit.
And stopped doing that beginning of this year. Then I took over the Top 10 with my co-host and best mate and band member, Jack, Big J. We host the Top 10 on Wednesday nights, 7 to 8 p.m. So it's an earlier start, which is nice, but I'm just lucky to be on air. It's fantastic, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of got
come
you?
Up sometime.
Fuck yeah, I'd be keen.
100%.
What kind of got you into radio hosting? What inspired you? Well, not even inspired you, but just kind of what fueled. Like, why did you say let's go into radio hosting?
So growing up, I did a lot of performing arts, particularly musical theatre at school. And I just really enjoyed doing that. And I wanted to be an actor growing up. But then I was like, wait, it's just a terrible industry to get into. It's not something, you go to uni, you get your degree, and then you're in the office 9 to 5. But I thought, let's find a backup that kind of similar to my interests. And I ended up studying communications at AUT. Did a Bachelor of Communications in Radio and Journalism there. And I thought radio is great because it's like a combination of two things I love, performing and music. And yeah, so I finished up with that when did I finish up? End of 2022.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, I've started on air just before that. But yeah, that pretty much just started doing radio because it was a viable study option close to home, and I love it.
That's cool. That's cool.
So,
You sound more of like a podcast host than we do.
Fuck yeah.
No, I don't know about
I
that.
love it.
I listen to my own voice and it's just, really naggy, but...
That's the same, like, when I listen to my voice as well, I'm like, fuck, I hate it.
Yeah, true. Like, you can listen to your voice so many times and it's just like, ugh. Yeah. Sometimes I used to read the news and write the news for the radio for a bit, and I'd put on a bit of a voice like, hello, welcome to 95 BFM News. Here's your news for today. Like, super fancy, but no, I'll just talk like this, like someone with like English is my second and only language. But yeah, no, it's I guess it's just practice makes perfect in that instance.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you're on radio, you just kind of forget that you're talking to people when you're just in the studio by yourself. But no hiccups just yet, which is good. Oh no major ones. Anyway,
What's some of the smaller ones?
There's been a couple times where just before I've gone on air, or just as I've gone on air, I've burped really loudly.
Oh,
so I play like a really cool song.
Just to intro it.
Yeah, why not? Not like a cool, like, hey guys, welcome to Rock and Roll Radio. It's like oh Jesus. Sorry, that was some Marlon Williams or something. That's happened like 3 or 4 times. And every time my co-host would just look at me like,
What are you up to?
Yeah, like, what are you doing? You know.
Anybody
So,
like swore by accident?
oh, I mean, on BFM, we're pretty casual with swearing. It's not
Okay.
encouraged, but it's not like
Don't
not
get told
so
off
bad.
for it.
Just not like C words or not too many F bombs or anything.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
a shit here and there is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're on like the stations like the Edge. I think something like Frick or Bugger would get you executed, but yeah, no, I
And
think
more
it's pretty
FM,
chill.
I reckon.
Oh yeah, no, true.
BFM, what does it stand for?
Bosom. B stands for bosom. And
Oh.
FM is the
Yeah.
FM frequency. I
Bosom.
don't know what the M stands for, but yeah, it's BFM started out in 1969 as like a student, like
Run.
kind of like prank or something like that. I'm not sure if it was a prank, but they did a similar thing to what Radio Hodaki did, and they went out on a boat in the Waitemata Harbour and started broadcasting.
I'm guessing they didn't play like illegal music.
Well,
'cause-
at the time, there was, as far as I know, there was only really like 1ZB or BBC or the equivalent, just like basically like really cut and dry, like straightforward music.
news, pretty like classical.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, absolutely. And stations like BFM and Hodaki, they play like just what was popular at the time, like rock music, which is basically just Satan back in the 60s. And yeah, so that's been around for ages, and they just thought, call it Bosom FM, make it a bit of a giggle, you know, something crazy. But yeah, that stood the time for, where's the mass, like 50 something odd years it's been around. But yeah, it's awesome. It's crack out. That's what the B stands for.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know The Rock, they wanted to start a radio station and do the opposite of what like ZB and all those other ones, News Talk and all that crap were doing. That's why they went to the Hodaki Golf so they could play music, but it was all pirated music.
Yeah.
And because of that, because they were in the Hodaki Gulf, they couldn't actually get like prosecuted by the police.
Yeah, international waters. So they
Yeah.
were basically, they'd probably kill someone, they get away with it. But don't
Yeah.
encourage that
No,
by any
no.
means. But
Well, you can do it out there.
We don't
no
condone that.
murder allowed.
You can do that, but as soon as you come back on show, you'll probably get
Yeah, probably
arrested.
get a little bit of trouble.
Maybe a bit.
little smack on the hand or something like that. Eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pirate radio. There's a great film about it, not directly inspired by it, but like Hodaki wasn't the first station to do it, but the film's called Rock the Boat. Great movie, just about pirate radio and
New
just-
Zealand made or
No, I think it's like a big Hollywood production. 'cause
Oh,
there's, I think-
I feel like I've heard of that, but
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
big
think I've
actors
seen
in
it.
it, like Philip Seymour Hoffman and stuff. I haven't seen it either, but I've heard about it. Probably should watch it.
I'm
but-
gonna watch that tonight.
Nice, yeah. It's a cool subject. It has to be a cool film.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in a band.
Yes.
How did
yeah.
that start? What was kind of the inspiration behind that?
So my best mate, bandmate Jack, we were actually on a road trip in Wellington. My mum took us down there for the school holidays, and I said I thought the Beatles were shit, and he was so offended by that. And I didn't actually think they were shit. I just hadn't listened to music, and
Kind of wanted to stir the pot a little bit.
Yeah, just like my 16-year-old brain was like, if I haven't listened to it, it must be shit, you know? So I was like, yeah, the Beatles are shit. So we went to Palmerston North for the day, ended up at a JB Hi-Fi, bought like a couple Beatles albums there. And on the way back, we, the album specifically, there was the One album, which is like all the number one hits on like one album.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, two classic albums. We listened to one on the way back to Wellington. I was like, oh my God, I recognize so many of these songs. And it was a huge like bonding moment in our friendship. And that kind of over time, we're like, I found new bands. Like we loved Gorillaz at the start. And anyway, to not waffle on forever, we ended up doing Smoke Free Rock Quest. We were like, we're going to start a band. We have to start a band. So that was 2018. We did Smoke Free Rock Quest. That was awesome. The next year we were in an indie band, like a cute little indie band at that time. Personally, I enjoy the heavier side of music, so I wasn't too fond of it. That band ended up splitting up, and then the next year, 2019, we formed our band Later Chelsea, and we did it. I thought I'll just be one and done. Why not? We ended up getting into like the regional finals. We didn't make it any further past that, but we met someone who's like, "Hey, I want to put a gig on. I want you guys to be on the lineup."
Sick.
So we did that in a car park on K Road.
Yeah.
And that was great. It was fun as. And since then, we've just been going ever since. 5 years.
5 years now.
Yeah.
Damn, well, congratulations.
Thank you. It was a big part of my life. Absolutely love it. A lot of really good friends of mine I've met through the music scene. And
Yeah.
I've done stuff beyond that, like I put on gigs. I'm working in event management at the moment as well for Smoke Free Rock Quest, actually, which is neat.
Damn.
And that's all stemmed from being involved with my band. So,
Where do you hope to see that go in the next few years?
oh, that's a good question. For the last 12 months, we've kind of been just doing gigs when we can because we're all either trying to start our careers up or working in our careers. We're just kind of gigging when we can, haven't put any of our own gigs on. But the last couple of weeks, played 2 sold-out shows, one at Whammy Bar in town with the band Darts from Wellington, New Zealand.
Oh, yes, Darts are so good.
Darts are great, yeah.
I
So
love
we
them.
opened up for them last weekend, and they've been mates of ours for ages. My first gig was actually a Darts gig, which was their first gig as well, which is crazy to think that was 2019, 5 years ago. And then the weekend before, we were a big fan for Doug Fest Jr., which is a good mate of ours. His name's Doug. He wanted to put a festival on, so he did.
So we made it Dougfest.
Made a Doug Fest, and it was 2 cracking shows, and had a great crowd response. We had a lot of fun, so we're like, oh, we miss it. We want to keep going. So I think for the future, definitely going to put a bit more work into it. Hoping to release an album in the next couple of years, maybe a tour around the country would
That'd
be
be cool.
nice. Yeah. So just see where it goes, But ideally, do a lot. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
So what kind of genre would you say your band is?
Punk, definitely. Punk rock is, to like narrow it down. I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, oh, it's so like multifaceted, like it's just take inspiration from everywhere. Like, so it's just punk rock. A lot of us, each of the band members, there's 4 of us. We have quite diverse music tastes of our own, but it's always been a punk band. Just kind of turn up the distortion and just throw ourselves around on stage a bit, and had a bit of hip hop in our songs, kind of influenced, but yeah, just put it simply, just punk. Yeah,
that's cool. And where would you say a lot of your inspiration for your, like, when you're making songs to this day, who would you say you take most of your inspiration from, like a band sort of thing?
There's a couple bands that we all really love collectively, because some of the music tastes we have, others of us we're not too fond of, but we all love Deftones.
Oh, yep.
We all love Limp Bizkit, and
God.
mostly in an ironic sense, but musically they're a fantastic band. They're the sort of band that their frontman's like an absolute, like, Fred Durst's a bit of a nasty reputation, but it wouldn't be the same band without them,
What about System of a Down? Do you guys like System?
Love System of a Down. Absolutely love
Banger.
System of a Down. Hope to run in. I know Serge spends a decent amount of time in Auckland, so I hope to run into him one day.
That'd be a dream.
Oh, heck, he's like, oh, dude.
What are you up to?
Come over, have a jam. But, System of a Down, hugely inspirational. But yeah, those 3 probably, off the top of my head, would say collectively inspire us quite a lot.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna respond to your story earlier today, but I thought I'll just ask you tonight. There's been something you've been putting on your story, like a checklist, like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 3.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
So that's so at the moment May is New Zealand Music Month. And
okay.
yeah, so every year in May, New Zealand Music Month, kind of like a celebration of New Zealand music, of all kinds, different gigs, events on all around the city and in the country, really. But that kind of filter checklist is like choose a song every day for a different theme. So I thought it would be pretty neat to do during New Zealand Music Month, and I've just been putting up New Zealand songs corresponding to whatever the theme was. I think today's one in particular was I think it was like good songs to drive to.
Oh,
And I was put up Home Again by She Hard, because
Oh yeah,
it's just, if you haven't heard that song, it's just,
I don't think I have, but
it's a great song.
it's a good song
It's
to drive to,
classic.
definitely.
Yeah, you just
All
pop
right.
the window down, it's great. She Hard are fantastic. I love New Zealand music is the best music in the world, 100%. Like, it's probably a bit biased being a New Zealander, also being part of New Zealand music, but there's just something about it that's just fantastic. And I think the world's actually really picking up on that right now.
Have you had a listen to like Homebrew or Avondale Bowling Club?
Yeah.
I really, really want to get Tom Scott on the podcast.
Oh, that would be sick.
I've
I
talked to
actually
him.
think first episode you were like Tom Scott.
Yeah,
Tom
Tom
Scott.
Scott. Ever since
Tom
day
Scott.
one, I've wanted him on, and I've met him twice now. I met him once
Oosh.
at Laneway, and then I sold a record to him recently. So I
so
got
cool.
it was like kind of one of my dream things. To
When
When was
do.
that?
It was one day before a podcast. I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And I've been
Really?
I've been talking to him for ages now, but he's such a busy man.
Wait, have
Yeah,
you asked
totally.
him to come on?
Yeah, I've asked him twice now, and he's been like, "Oh, sorry, bro. Like, I'd love to, but I'm just like so busy."
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
it's just more. I don't want to keep pestering him and be like, "Oh, come on." And yeah,
That's your dream. My dream
That's-
is to get Kermit the Frog on.
Oh,
For
nice.
random. I think it'd be sick, or Elmo.
That would
Yeah,
be,
Elmo
would be cool.
I
That would
love
be
Elmo.
sick.
So
Elmo's only an Aussie as well, eh?
Yeah, I think Sydney. So you want Tom Scott? Is that
What?
your number one?
Yep.
Elmo's in
Elmo.
Australia.
I think they do it in Sydney. I'm sure they do it in Sydney. Because my mate Fraser, he does. Oh, you did the 10,000. You did a 10,000.
Yes,
dream.
I did one.
I
Fraser,
saw one.
yeah.
I saw one. Yeah. So Fraser, when he did Elmo's, he told me that it was like in Sydney. I don't know. Maybe they were just recording there at the time.
Okay.
I'm almost certain it's done in Sydney though.
Fraser
The whole
was,
time it's been done in Sydney?
I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. But
Fraser was season 2, episode 2, eh?
it's season 2. Yeah.
I think it was like our second episode. We went to his house and
Oh,
like
sick.
He'll come back on.
next couple
Good
of
guy.
weeks.
Such a good guy.
Oh,
He's in LA
absolutely.
at the moment, eh?
Yeah, I recorded with him just before he went to LA, and I said, like, hey, come up to my BFM, come up to my show. He was like, oh, I can't, I'm going to like LA and stuff. I'm like, dude, tell him.
He read my first ever movie script like maybe 7 years ago.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember what he said about. This is when he was like young, probably my age, maybe younger. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I know for a fact that script was shit though. I wrote it when I was like 10. So
10, that's pretty sick
Hot
for
minute.
a movie script, though, even if it is shit.
yeah,
That's so sick.
Very ambitious, I can imagine.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome.
yeah, something about spies. I think
Yeah.
Spies.
a spy movie. Yeah,
Damn.
Perfect.
Why don't you remake that? We should make a
Surely.
spy movie.
boys, my camera crew talking to Sean and Lucas, the camera guys. We're gonna make a spy movie. We just started filming our next movie.
Oh, that's exciting.
You said you want to be an actor, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. So now.
Do you want to be in a movie?
Hell yeah, I'll be in your movie.
We got one in cinemas in December next year.
Oh my god.
Come.
Sign me up.
I think
I'm game.
Charlie's keen to be in it and O'Shea as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. We'll try get the whole Kiwi Avengers.
That should actually-
No, that's cringe. That's cringe.
Nah, that
that's
would actually
cringe,
be
that's
funny
cringe.
as fuck though.
It
Like
would be. Could be cool to like bring a lot of like content creators.
if we
into
could
it.
get as many content creators in New Zealand in this one film, even as
Because
extras
I
or
know what the
mains.
story is. It's just about fitting everybody in.
Mm.
You know, I felt really, about Avengers. I went on Twitter the other day and it said Avengers Endgame came out 5 years ago, and I felt so old.
Yeah, I
5
remember-
years.
I do remember now, like part 1, I did in year 12, like went from boarding school, walked down to the cinemas, like snuck out.
Is that
And we-
Infinity War?
Part 1, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like, we watched it and we're like, what the fuck? Why did it end like this? It's so dumb because it has a part 2, all this shit, but good movie nonetheless.
Are you interested in like movies that split into like part 1, part 2, or do you like want a satisfying ending to a film?
I mean, it really depends on the film. If the ending of part 1 warrants a second film, absolutely.
It definitely makes money.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Like from a marketing perspective,
Yeah, like,
100%.
I went to the movies with my mate Finn to watch. Have you seen Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Yes. that
So
was awesome.
my mate Finn. So I knew always that it was going to be a part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
He had no idea it was going to be a part 1, part 2. So he watched the ending and he was like, I literally hear him say next to me, "What the fuck?" And I'm asking him like, "What? Did you not like it?" He's like, "What's going to happen? Like, what? They lost. He's in a different like what?" And I'm like, "Nah, there's a part 2." He got pissed.
Oh, Tristan, I'm not like, if I see like a movie that ends with part 1, I'll be like, oh shit, damn it. But then
You
I'll
wanna-
probably
but-
forget about it in like a couple minutes or something. I was like, where did I park my car at the cinema or some shit? Like, I mean, I definitely enjoy a film that starts and ends in the same capacity. But if it's something like Spider-Verse where there's like a bit of part 2 and other instances and stuff, then absolutely a part 2 is warranted.
A film that they did really good with part 1 and 2 recently was Dune part 1 and 2. The new Dune movies, have you seen those?
I haven't, but I know part 2 is good. Have you seen the Dune movies?
I just watched the first one like a month ago.
Is it
I haven't
good?
seen the
Oh,
second one.
Dune
The
2
first
is
one's
so-
great.
Apparently, the second one's like Oscar Best Picture.
Oh, yeah.
worthy.
Wow.
One thing I will say though is I just finished reading the book of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I reckon they could have made a whole third like film from it. They cut out so much
You
important
reckon?
stuff.
What in
and
part 2?
yeah, oh, no, just the part 1 and 2 is supposed to be represented over book 1.
Mhm.
I reckon they could have added a part 3 for book 1 sort of thing.
Okay.
And it would have like put so much more detail into it. But it's kind of hard because the book is really in a like in your it's all written from the perspective of in your head, and it's kind of hard to portray that into a film.
Mm.
But yeah, good film nonetheless.
Oh.
Fucking amazing. Saw it in on cinemas like the second or third day it came out,
Oh,
and it was
nice.
just like they did it way better than part 1 because it's part 1 I found was a bit slow, like real slow paced, but part
Okay.
3 was like just straight to the point.
Dang.
I attempted making a part 1 and part 2 movie, and I did.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you saw on like my page, I had a movie in cinemas in March. That was a part 2. So last year I made a film called Deal Devil Part 1, and I'll be honest, it probably needed more characters. It was a bit slow for 2 hours, and it was a bit boring.
Right.
I'll be honest. I'm just being honest with myself. Part 1 was a bit slow. Part 2 was amazing though.
That's good.
And I stand by that. I think it was great.
That's good.
But yeah, I think the issue for me was there was like probably 5 main characters in part 1.
Oh.
And then there was like 20 main characters in part 2.
Damn. So it's just like, hey, here's all my friends. Like, oh, shit, where'd you come from?
Part 1 didn't work. Let me bring my friends in.
Let's bring the whole squad in, bro. Why not?
Literally.
I suppose with things like that you learn, It's good. It's good to have a positive attitude when reflecting on that.
That's a good question actually. Have you do you look back at like things you've made, maybe music or videos, and be like 4 years ago, like, oh, that actually shouldn't have done that. That's a bit of a mistake. Or are you proud that you've kind of done something even if it's shit?
Well, I mean, in terms of content creation and making videos, I only got into content creation because a video of mine went viral. And I think 2022, I posted a video that ended up with like 18-ish million views. And then I was just kind of like, oh shit, I guess I have expectations and followers now. I should probably
gotta keep going.
Yeah, I should probably keep it up. And like progressively, as I've done it, I've like learned lots of stuff in terms of algorithmic shit and what quality video does better. Like it's an opportunity that I've just kind of been like, it's to be stupid not to take advantage of it. So at the moment, I'm very, very busy, very, very busy at the moment, working full time, and I got lots of side projects and hustles going on. So just trying to integrate those into, just life is really what I'm looking forward to at the moment. But in the past, not really. I haven't had too many reflective stuff. I've been very thorough, very careful with pretty much everything I've made, just to make sure it's up to scratch. So I avoid kind of having reflective moments like that.
That's good.
But sometimes shit happens. And you just can't avoid it. And it's just a learn. Like you can choose to look back on it and let it haunt you, or just kind of be like, oh well, that happened. I'm gonna try my best to prevent that from happening again. Nothing like drastically terrible that ended up with awful long-term consequences, but mostly it's I make sure to be very thorough with pretty much anything I make.
Especially this day and age, people like kind of forget about things within like a week at most.
Totally.
So you do something bad, oh okay, that's bad. A week later, people are on to the next thing, right?
Straight up, yeah, just picking and choosing another person to pick on for something they did, even if if it's shit, it's warranted, but if it's not, then
we've had like a good conversation about this like in the past couple of weeks of other guests. Like, how do you deal with like, because there's always going to be hate online.
Dude, I get a lot of hate on my account. I mean, this is oh wait, no, there are cameras. That's great. I'm a big guy, obviously. I'm a larger guy, and I get a lot of hate because of that. And even recently, I looked at some of my notifications. There were like 3 or 4 positive comments in a row, and I was like, yes, that's a win.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
And immediately I was like, damn, that's the standard that's been set by myself, that I'm not expecting nice stuff about my content. But I just, unless it's like really harsh, like someone telling me to like kill myself or something, or saying like I don't deserve to have a platform, I don't deserve to be alive or something like that, I'll delete those comments, or I'll just be like, ugh, that's a bit far. But if it's just something like, I get a lot of comparisons to Queso, the streamer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because big ginger guy.
Jamie told me about him.
Queso is a streamer on Twitch and Kick. He gets made fun a lot of, and he quite often goes through people like send him DMs on PSN Network and like just make fun of how fat he is. Like,
is he the guy? I think I've only seen one video where he like had to guess where this cheeseburger was from.
Yeah,
have you seen that clip?
Yep.
And he got them all right or something.
Yep.
He seems like a funny guy.
Okay, so let's see if I can find a video of him on TikTok.
I just want to say it's good that like you keep going with what you do. Keep going.
Totally.
Keep at it.
I'm not going to let it stop me at all.
Yeah.
Like, if it's constructive, like if someone comments like something I said or executed wasn't done so well,
Like the video you made, like
then I'll take it.
Yeah.
Or like stuff I might, because I want to do a lot of music content in the future. Just because a lot of my content creator friends, they have like how do you put this, like agents, and they're part of agencies, and I'd quite like to join an agency one day, but a big part of my content is that I'm myself unapologetically. So if I had the opportunity to join an agency but still have like relative freedom, creative freedom, then totally I'd do it, and just work with a lot of music companies that are just like, hey, try this gear out. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I will. So I've like gone on my own. I've tried to like find like a few brand deals here and there, and I've sent like hundreds of emails to different companies, been like, hey, here's all my stuff. I've had a couple of responses, which are really cool. I've done some one-off things with some companies, but yeah, that's kind of the direction I hope to go in with my content, is just like make it more my interests. It's kind of a thing I enjoy about being independent in content creation, because at the beginning of this year I really tried to like make TikToks and try to make money off it, like join an agency, but then I just didn't really think it was me, I just didn't really enjoy it. So I just kind of thought I enjoy kind of the freedom of posting when I want, what I want when I want, So yeah, that's I wouldn't mind joining an agency, but it would be neat. But I just realised it's completely off topic to what we were originally talking about. But yeah, no, with hate comments and stuff, just
I feel like with us as well, is we want to go in the direction, not like specifically an agency, but we want to have creative control and also kind of like get enough money to fund
I don't
it.
want anybody to like
Tell us what to do.
Tell us what to do. Tell us what we can.
It's super important.
But it would be sorry, it'd be cool to have like
unless the bag is big.
Oh yeah,
no.
Get a big gambling deal or something.
Big stack of coins.
Yeah. No, but it'll be cool to actually like have brands come to us and be like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" But not them saying, well, we give them, I don't know, not have to do a script or just do something naturally and then be like, "Okay, that's good enough," sort of thing.
No, totally.
Rather than being like, "Oh, we don't like that. Could you please stick to the script that we wrote for you?" And then not have to be natural. That's just not really something I want to do. And like, no hate on the people who are doing it. It's just more the fact that I don't feel natural doing it. I don't think Phoenix would feel natural doing it. And it's not something it's not really the direction. And personally for me, I think that people that kind of do that, not all people, are just kind of sellouts in a way. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion on it.
No, totally. And you're entitled to that as much as anyone else is entitled to their opinion. Like, I've always said, I think I said this probably 10 seconds ago, but like in terms of what I make, I'm making it. I don't really care if people like it or don't. People, if like 10 people watch my video and 9 people hated it, what do you do? The one person's gonna like it. That's who I'm gonna. That's my target audience.
At least you've made that one person's day a little bit better, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I wouldn't mind if like someone approached me saying like, here's like a brief, make something with your your kind of style with it. That would be sweet. Like, I wouldn't mind that at all.
So
but,
like sort of still in the creative control, creative freedom sort of spectrum, just not fully being on a script.
Yeah,
right?
Just like ticking a few boxes here and there. Yeah, I wouldn't. If someone like just sent me a script and said, "Do your thing, puppy," or whatever, like just go on, here's some paper, here's some words, go do it. And if they came back to me like, "This is shit, I hate it," then I'd be like, "You just tell me." Just some direction would be nice, like happy to compromise and add a bit of my style to it, but don't just be like, "Here, do it now, please. Come on, chop, hurry up."
I think we've been trying to get Boss Coffee on the
I've been trying to get Boss Coffee for 4 years.
Damn.
Not on the podcast, but just in my other YouTube videos and films that I do.
Yeah.
We've sent them like so many. Let me ask Sean, the camera guy. How many times have we tried to contact Boss Coffee?
I know you did like twice and said Shaden.
So yeah, we've tried it a lot, and we've got responses on Instagram.
Oh, that's good.
That we messaged them once. Might have some screenshots. If I find them, I'll put them on the screen. Messaged them once saying, "Hey, we're looking for a sponsor. If you want to sponsor anything," and they basically just said no in the nicest way.
Yeah.
Messaged them a year later.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, they said next time. So next time comes a year later. I asked them, "Hey guys," messaging again, and then they respond back saying basically no, but a little bit of a shorter text this time.
Yeah.
They said, "Try again next time." I said, "No worries. Next time comes." Another year later. And this is when my movie premiere is happening. I'm like, guys, I got a movie in cinemas. I've made it now. So if you want to sponsor me, we get a couple of drinks at the premiere. It'll be awesome.
Maybe next time, buddy.
They said next time. And next time comes again. This time just 2 months later. And I messaged them. And I said, looking for a sponsor again. And they saw my message.
Just left you on scene.
Oh,
And
disgraceful.
left me on scene.
Oh,
So Boss Coffee. We're waiting.
We want you.
I think the correct response to this would be to found your own coffee company.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, nah.
We're
we
working
should.
on that right now. We're working on a massive YouTube video about coffee.
Huh?
But I would like Boss Coffee. I'm a fan.
We should actually make our own coffee brand. Call it like the meh coffee.
Meh coffee.
Like,
Even just actually, that's not a.
like meh.
So
It's
boss
not
coffee,
great.
like
Let's
CEO coffee.
That's,
That's
actually,
a
that's a good
handshake.
idea.
That's
a
handshake.
handshake there.
We're officially
We're
going
going
to
into
start.
business.
We're going into business very soon. We're going to start making our own coffee, and
It's iced coffee, canned coffee. You can drink it whenever you want. You can
Yeah.
heat it up if you want to. But
our cameraman Sean is going to be the guy to sell it to you, right, Sean?
yeah, he's going to be selling it in all schools in New Zealand, going around.
At his school. Oh, footage stop. Recording's still going. But would you be down to try our coffee?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Started there a little bit.
Let's do it.
Started there a little
Oh,
bit.
no, I was just so. I'm just yeah, absolutely.
I was sort of too. It's going to be ass.
Oh,
It's gonna
actually,
be so
maybe next
bad.
We'll get-
time.
nah, you
Maybe
know what we
next
should
time,
do?
you know?
Or
next
maybe
time.
next
Yeah.
Maybe
we
next
should-
time.
We should actually talk to like all of the people we've had on the podcast for season 2 in the studio and just be like, hey, we've got a new like.
Get like a business
Did you
meeting
know?
table.
Shit. In saying that, the New Zealand government have got this scheme going on at the moment where if you want to make a business, they'll give you a certain amount of money. I think it's up to $16,000 to start your own business, and you have to turn a profit within the first 2 years, and then you obviously have to pay it back. But they'll loan 16K to you for free if you get like all of your business stuff going. So
It's a very specific number,
Are you
$16,000.
serious?
yeah, no, I'm dead serious. I saw a news article about it like 3-4 days ago.
Oh,
So we should like
make coffee.
meh coffee. Not good, not
coffee-
not
coffee's
great,
coming, the
not
coffee's
bad,
coming.
but it's meh.
It's coffee, full stop.
Yeah, it's
That's
coffee, and we'll have it dirt cheap as well.
Mm.
Well, we're not gonna we'll have it. Have you heard about that guy on
Patchy's coffee.
Yeah, Patchy's Coffee.
Yeah.
We'll have it like Patchy's Coffee, like $1.50.
So
not
you're
that-
trying,
not
you're
that
trying
cheap.
to put Patchy's coffee out of business.
Patchy, we're
Is
coming.
that what I'm?
No, that's bad. That's
Oh,
bad.
mean.
How about we just sell it for free?
Sell it for free.
Sell
Is
it.
the keyword is sell it for free in that.
Oh,
word.
sorry. Give it away for free. Then we get heaps of customers.
Or you could give the coffee away for free, but charge like $4 for a cup.
No, just everything free. Just free.
No, you know, there's this guy in New York who gives away free like water, bottles of water, but it has so many advertisements on it that it makes it
Oh yeah,
free.
free water. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we
that.
do that with coffee, but like put a shit ton of advertisements on it, and then make it free, but we make money from the ads
It's all
on the
Yeah,
coffee.
Right, podcast ads.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, wait,
Not a
no,
bad
but
idea.
we can't afford to. We'll get other people first, and then like.
We get Boss Coffee to sponsor us.
Hey, yeah, you should try message them.
Hey,
I
we're
might
making
have
our
to.
own coffee brand. Do you guys want to sponsor us and like put an ad on our coffees so you guys can get more people?
What's that?
That'd be fire.
Yeah. They s-
Flames.
I've wanted to make a brand of like something. We talked about making merch for
No,
the podcast.
no, you talked about making
No,
merch.
I did, but that'd be
Merch is
fire.
an interesting one. My band's just released our first line of merch.
Oh, yeah?
Oh shit!
T-shirts. We sold them first time a couple weeks ago at a gig, and it's going great.
That's
It's one of our friends in a band called 0800 Belly Up, Rich. Shout out Rich. He makes his own shirts for his own band, and he just like has this really crazy method of like using paint to like press it into the shirt, and
So
it comes
like-
out great.
one of
So
those-
like
yeah.
tie dye.
Kind of.
Is it like that machine where you push it down and the pattern's got paint? Oh, it's hard to
Yeah,
explain.
it's some like it's pretty much like it's like pretty much. It's like a press.
Yeah, you
of
press
some
it down,
sort.
take the shirt out.
And
And
then
you,
there's
like, kinda
paint.
slide
Yeah,
it
pretty
back and
much.
forth.
Yeah, it's like something like that, pretty much. And
Oh, yeah.
one thing I learned in the search of trying to make merch is that it's very expensive. So we just thought, our mate makes it. We drew the design ourselves, so we didn't have to worry about any copyright stuff. We just literally wrote "Late to Chelsea sucks" on the shirt. That's kind of our whole bet that we suck. So we set the expectation like rock bottom. People come see us, like,
So then you kind of like,
they do suck, you know. That's where they come from. But no, so we have "Late to Chelsea sucks" on the shirt.
if you sell out, then you're gonna be like, holy shit, your expectations are gonna be like hit.
That's it. That's the one.
That's
100%.
sick.
But you know, it's cool. It's I was actually gonna wear my shirt today, but
No, I should have.
just wearing my own merch, just ugh. I don't know. I've done it like twice already, and I think the gimmicks gone past. Wore it at we all wore it at the gig that we first sold it at, and I wore it for New Zealand Music T-shirt Day, which was last Friday, and I think it's probably in the wash still. Might be wet. Could have just come soaking wet in my wet shirt.
I
That'd
feel
be
like
great.
these days is a day for everything. Like today will be a national day for something.
Why
Oh
not?
yeah, there is. I think if you go on Google and be like, "What international day is it today?"
Let's see.
Like last week I know it was International Superhero Day.
What's
yeah.
the international day for today? What does Google say? What is the nation?
Some of them can be really stupid. Some of them can be really interesting.
It seems like National Tourism Day.
Oh,
National Tourism.
Yeah,
Tourism Day.
National Tourism Day or Poem on Your Pillow Day.
Sorry,
Or-
come again.
Poem on your pillow.
Poem on Your Pillow.
All right, I want everybody
National-
to put a poem on your pillow
No,
tonight.
no. This one's better. National Roast Leg of Lamb Day.
Oh,
I would-
fuck with that.
I would do one of those.
Big time. If I had the,
Oh, and this is a bit more of a sad one.
Oh.
Childhood Depression Awareness Day. National Teacher Day. National
Excuse me.
nah,
I am a teacher.
National Cosmopolitan Day. That sounds like a bit of me.
Sorry, International Teacher Day. I am a preschool teacher, so I think. Are you gonna clap? Yeah.
Children's Mental Health Awareness Day. It's another.
Is there an International Podcast Day?
100,000.
Google it. See if
Yeah,
surely there would be.
like April 20th or something.
When is the National Podcast Day? Podcast Day. Okay, just don't work then. September 30th, International Podcast Day.
September
Do a
30th.
24-hour
We should try. Yeah, 24-hour podcast.
I actually want to do that. I'm down.
We like.
They're very expensive though, because we
Nah.
book out the studio for an hour.
We'll just do it at
Do it
like
home.
one of our houses with
Yeah.
our old equipment. Bring it back to the old days.
24 hours.
Live stream it off one of our laptops.
Definitely not mine.
Oh, yeah, yours would crash like 2 minutes in.
Oh, no.
Why do you think we're in the studio?
Hey, if it works, it works.
I'll bring my-
Unfortunately, Phoenix's laptop doesn't work. But
It's from 2015, my laptop.
surely
A
you can go
MacBook.
into like Noel Leeming and just use like the GarageBand there or something.
Yeah.
Why not?
I have a pretty good desktop. We could just do it off that.
I'm gonna buy a new one when I go to the UK though.
That's
so.
good. That's good.
Get it in duty free so it's cheap.
Duty free is a fast, mate. I mean, actually, no, a little conspiracy theory podcast now, but I went to London last year, and that was the last time I was on duty free, and the prices were very
same?
similar to going just down to the JB Hi-Fi, the old Dick Smith, which no longer exists. But
Dick Smith is all online now, but you can only find it in Australia.
suspicious.
Oh, I forgot about Dick Smith actually.
Richard Smith.
Sorry, Richard Smith.
Richard Smith.
Yeah, nah, I sort of agree with that, but at the same time, I went to Australia like 2-3 months ago, and they've got an insane sales tax on alcohol. So like for a 24 pack of Heineken here, it's like $40, 35, $40.
Yeah.
Over there, it's like $80 to $90. You go to duty free, and it's like the same price you buy it here in New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
So
that
it all
makes sense.
depends on different taxes,
True.
what sales tax they have, because that's what like duty free does, is it take them off. But no, you are right. It doesn't really make much of a difference.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, we've reached our almost 40-minute mark.
Good for 40 minutes.
Doesn't even feel like it, does
No,
it?
just sitting there just yarning.
Yeah. Is there any anything you wanted to say?
Oh, thanks for having me. This has
thank you
been,
for coming
This has been
on.
awesome.
thank
Really
you.
enjoyed it.
Any inspirational quotes before you go?
Eat your veggies, drink your milk, say your prayers, give your mum a
Amen.
hug, give your mum a kiss, and yeah, be grateful to wake up every morning and go to bed every night. And also
Amen.
shout out O'Shea.
Yeah, yeah.
He put me onto you guys, or vice versa. I don't know, but O'Shea said, "Do you want to be on a podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to be on a podcast." You know, on radio, I'm always talking to people, but it's always good to. It's my first podcast, first like proper podcast in the studio with like cameras
Yeah.
and stuff. Like,
Shit.
it's great. It's been a very fun experience. But also just shout out to all my homies. Shout out to you guys. You guys put out great content, great work.
No, well, thank you
It's
for coming
consistent as well, which is great. Go follow my TikTok at Smashtton, Smashtton, because the one with 1 T is already taken.
on. There'll be links in the description too on YouTube. So
Sweet.
don't worry
So I
about
don't
that.
have to say it all. Yeah, follow Late to Chelsea, the band. And just be happy. Be happy. Or be content at the very least.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
And have a
Thanks
good
so
day.
much. You
Yes,
too.
sir.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.